good evening. Oh my God. It's so quiet in here today. I mean, it's just me. Yeah. This is Abefe Bagdiara, the real commissioners. How you did? I'm so sorry. I went here last week. I went waka about somewhere, somehow. Let me clear my throat. Sorry. Yeah, I went somewhere and I double cocoa and double deal and double everything. But never mind. Yeah, it's another edition of the Real Coco talk show, internet one, and with me today is my lovely brother, my lovely friend, Mr. Tokumbo Olukolu. Yeah, that's him there, Mr. Tokumbo Olukolu. Hello, nice to have you here today. Thank you. Yeah. Today's discussion is about vitiligo. Not exactly the vitiligo is a skin condition, right? But it's not really about the skin condition that we'll be discussing, but about the effect of things that happen to us. Everybody, like me personally, I use myself as an example. I had a car accident about when was that? It's 19 years ago. It's going to be 20 years ago now, and I've got all this bump, and I suddenly become Elijah, because they used that to bridge my teeth, and I had a fractured neck, and I got 2 colored eyes, and I've got what else have I got? All sorts of marks on my face. I got not tribal mark, but accident mark there, and but I can remember when it happened, when I get on the bus, people used to look at me like one, as if I've got God knows what, and I used to go every day crying because I was like, oh gosh, what's going on with me? People, it was really difficult for people to actually accept me the way I was at the time. And it was one of those things that actually I lost my self-esteem completely, and everything just went. If I got on the bus, I used to sit like that on the bus, facing now, and it was just too horrible. It was one of those bad things that I just don't like, or I didn't like at the time. But God just sent this wonderful man, Mr. Coco Master, that cocoed me, and I was okay, and he took all the stress away, and all of a sudden, dear, small, I started, building up my self-esteem again, and I just stopped thinking about it, and I just said, you know what, forget it. You either take me as I am, or you leave me as I am. But it went on and on for years. At least it took me about 4 or 5 years to actually to be able to walk around, because I couldn't wear makeup. Not that I couldn't, but I felt like I was covering myself. So when I met when this thing about this vitiligo came on board, I thought, wow, I can see myself in this. I can see myself. Oh, exactly. This was how I was treated. It was just like, wow, this is fantastic. And that's the condition that my guest today, that's what he's got, vitiligo, and it's a skin thing. Oh, you know what, just let me let him talk to us about it. Yeah, Mr. Takobo.
Yes.
Hello. This condition, how long have you had it for?
Okay, I've had this condition now since 1997. Kind of like started at a spot. I just had one small spot on the corner of my lip. And I remember my dad, I was in Nigeria then, I went out to Nigeria for a couple of months. Yeah. And my dad was asking me, what's wrong with my lip? And I was like, what do you mean? He said, oh, there's something wrong, like I've got vitamin C deficiency. And I said, no, it's okay. So I thought, I didn't really think anything much of it. Right. But when I came back to England, I decided to go to the GP, just to find out, what's wrong. But the GP had no clue. He didn't know what was wrong with it. So he just said to me, I'll refer you to a dermatologist just to find out exactly what's the matter. Yeah. And that was in 97. And I remember going to the dermatologist like about 6 months later, and then they just told me, it's a skin condition called vitiligo. They said they don't know why it happens, but it happens. They said basically I have red blood cells and white blood cells fighting each other. And what's meant to happen is that normally with people of color,
yes,
you have whenever maybe you expose yourself to the sun,
yes,
your color's meant to kind of like reproduce itself.
Right.
So what was happening? It was like my skin, it wasn't reproducing the
itself.
Black. That's right. You know, they said the melanin in the skin, which is the black one, wasn't being reproduced. So that's why the spots kept on increasing. That's right. You know, and it's been like this now for the last since '97. So you could imagine, you know, one spot, and it started to spread, you know, all around.
Into your
on my face, on my neck, you know, I got it up, and in fact I only have it in places that it's exposed, which is it's my face and my neck. Like now I'm wearing that makeup just to cover it.
Okay.
You know, because yes.
Okay. Wow. So I mean, does he increase in summertime?
Yes, during the summertime for me it kind of like accelerates. You know, I noticed that, especially when I expose myself to, because I travel a lot, I go to a lot of hot places, you know, with my wife and my children. I always notice that whenever I'm out there, by the time I come back to England, I'll discover another spot or another patch. So now it just kind of like accelerates.
Just like that?
Yes, so I expect in the next 5 years I should be white.
Really?
Yes.
In the next 5 years?
Yes.
You'll be on your pepe?
Yes, you know.
Wow.
I'm beginning to lose my skin on my head as well.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, the picture we got on is, what's this guy's name?
Lee Thompson, yes.
Lee Thomas.
Yes.
Lee Thomas. Yeah, he's a guy that is a black guy, an American.
Yes.
He's got the condition as well. And it just shows that it is happening. There's no cure for it, because I did a bit of research on it as well. There's no cure for it. And even white people,
they
do have it as well.
White, Asian, you know, it affects everybody in different ways.
Yeah.
If for white person, when those that have vitiligo, what would happen is like during the summertime, their skin would tan, and the part that's got vitiligo would just remain white. And that's how you actually know. Yeah. It's quite a few people. In fact, the guy that looks after my car, he has it, which is just down the road for myself. He has it. You know, I've met quite a few people.
And it's a white guy?
It's a white guy, yeah. I've met quite a few people with it.
Oh, this is interesting. And but it's not it's not the condition itself that I don't find, because I always say to people, anything can happen to you at any time. You know, because the day I had my car accident, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. It was just one of those things that I didn't think about, and it just happened, boom, like that. And this is me today, one eye, still living, surviving. But it's the way people, the society, the way that like when they see you, what sort of response do you get?
I think that's the biggest challenge. That's the biggest challenge for me. It's especially coming from a Nigerian community.
Yeah.
I think where in some ways I'll use the word vain. You know, we take people for face value.
Yeah.
What you see is how you react to people. What I struggled with is, I remember, you know, I'll go into maybe a social gathering, or I'll go and meet people. You know, to try to shake their hand.
They went like that.
Yes. They look at your hand and they'll just
before they shake you.
That's right. In fact, they don't even shake you. They'll just kind of like, you know, apologize and just, you know.
Really?
Yes, you know, I've been in situations where people kind of like, I'll be walking down the road, people cross over to the other road, you know, people don't want to, you know, look at you, you know. And I guess for me, coming on the show today, the key really is to just let people realize that, you know, I'm an adult, I'm fine. Yes. I'm married, I've got children, you know. I'm grateful for that. But there's children who live in isolation. Because of scars, because of their, you know, they look different. And you know, it's the way sometimes we need to embrace this. We're different. You know, people, we're all different. We've all got our own crosses to bear, and it's just kind of like showing more understanding about the condition. You know, because Lee Thomas, for me, he was a role model. In the sense that when I saw him, this guy's a broadcaster on Fox News. You know, and he came out, literally came out, you know, he took off his makeup and he said, this is who I am. You know, he did that, and a boy who never went out of his house decided going out. Really? Because, you know, it gave him the courage to go out.
Do that. Oh gosh, wow, fantastic. One thing, I'm going to get personal now.
Yes.
I'll get personal. The phone lines will be open, so maybe in about another 5 minutes. Yeah, if you want to contribute, if you've got anything to say, the number is 0203 355 5526. But it will be open in about 5 minutes. You said you're married and you got kids.
Yes.
Have you at the spot before you got married?
No. I got married in 91. I got married July 91, and the spot started happening in 97.
Oh, so you've been married before
Yes.
you got this spot?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I like to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did your wife? How did she feel?
I mean, in fact, you know, surprisingly, something that we don't discuss, or she just kind of like she encourages me. You know, she encourages me, and because I see my wife is very beautiful, whenever we do go out, people kind of like they look at me, they look at her.
They look at her, they try to compare. Oh,
that's why
want to die.
You know, what is he doing with her? That kind of a thing, and I just say, you know, so I'm blessed, and that's why I'm quite fortunate. You know, I wonder what would have happened maybe if I had, you know, vitiligo at this level. You know, if I would have been able to have the confidence.
Relationship.
Yes, that's right. You know.
Wow.
You know.
Yes. This is not even going towards another direction now, because yeah, that's what I really want to establish, because you know, as you know me, I talk a lot about relationships and marriages, and so you were married before it started.
Yes.
And you don't talk about it. Is it because you don't want to talk about it, or she doesn't want to talk about it?
For me, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want it to become an issue. Because I know personally, for me, had I had vitiligo before, you know, I got married, I would not get married. Because I would see it as a burden that I'm putting on that person.
You see it as a burden? Why?
Because it's a challenge for me, being able to cope with it. Every day when I wake up in the morning,
yes,
I have to make a decision. Do I face the world, or do I stay in my home where it's safe? You know, do I have, you know, am I brave enough? Do I have the courage? You know, sometimes when I go to my children's school, I feel bad for my children, even though my children don't say it, they don't show it, but sometimes, you know, you see some of the parents, you see some of the children, you know, how people will react, and you don't want to make them start feeling uncomfortable. So it's easy for me to isolate myself.
Wow, that is another area that is just, you know, you just stepped another thing completely, because so you see it as a burden on somebody else.
Yeah.
But what? But when there's love, it's not burden, is it?
She didn't bargain for this. That's the word I would use. You know,
she didn't bargain.
You know, she didn't expect her husband to start turning white.
But it's for better, for worse, isn't it?
For better, for worse.
In sickness and in health.
This is not sickness. I wish it was a sickness. I wish it made me feel ill. Then I would know. But there's no, you know.
It doesn't make you feel ill?
No, I have no ill effect because of it. I don't feel any other way. I don't have to do anything different. I don't have to take any medication. It just happened. So it's not. So because of that, it's more of a stigma. It's being able to engage people without, you know, you don't want people to be simple, you know, to be sorry for you. You know, sometimes I look at my wife and I think, you know, I'm not being fair on you. So every time I want to talk about it,
why would you say that? You're making me even feel bad for her.
She didn't bargain. People didn't bargain. You know, when you meet somebody, you want to marry them, you don't bargain for how they're gonna turn out or what would happen to them. It just happens, and you have to kind of like deal with it.
When you meet someone, you don't bargain for what's gonna come out of it. Is that being selfish? That sounds like
it's being real. It's being real.
Is that being real?
Yeah, you know, vitiligo is something that people don't know about. So when you decide to court somebody, you're not going to start asking them, oh, can I have your DNA? Can I find out your family history? Whether you have any health issues, you know, all that kind of stuff. So you can't do that because you just fall in love with the person. So what happens 10, 20 years down the line? You don't know. And are we strong enough to cope with it? You know, do I have enough support around me for me to kind of just move on? You know.
But you can brilliant wife, because you know.
No, my wife is great. My wife for me, she's great, and she's the one that gives me the confidence. Sometimes, I give an example in church. Yeah. I don't really like going to church because of the response. Church. Yes, you know, church. You know, a place where we're meant to embrace ourselves.
Oh, they don't embrace you in church.
Yes.
In churches they don't, because I went through it and they didn't embrace me. I had to be fake. I had to be buying expensive clothing. I had to start dressing up for them to start seeing me as somebody.
That's
so with your
point.
condition,
Yeah.
I can imagine they would have treated you.
This is it. In fact, most times when I walk,
pastors, I hope you're watching this one.
when I walk, I don't even look at people. I just walk. You know, you mentioned it. You know, I walk with my face down. I don't notice people now.
Till now?
Yeah, that's how I can deal with things. You know, I will walk on the street. I'll just concentrate on where I'm going. You know, and my focus will just be on the ground. When I'm driving, it's the same thing. That way, that's how I can cope. Because, you know, there's that immediate response. You know, I could be driving, I'll be in the traffic, you know, and I'll pull up next to somebody, and you see two people, they look at you, and the next thing they just do, the wife and husband just tap the door, you know, look at that guy, quick. You know, and I just think to myself, God, you know, how long can I take this?
Right, can I ask you, what, from, oh my God, I can't even get the words out of my mouth. You know, you got white people, you got black people. Who discriminate against you the most?
Black people.
I can imagine.
Black people.
Nigerians, Abby.
Mostly.
I know them.
Mostly. You know, it's like you know.
Sorry,
you know, Caucasians, white. You know, in fact, I have a lot of them as good friends. You know, in my children's, you know, sports football club. You know, the way they respond to me. You know, I embrace them more, and it's much more. In fact, they don't see it. You know, most of the time, you know, they don't. They just see the person. But it's always, you know, people of our own colour that kind of like respond. And you know, there's a wonderful lady in Nigeria called Ogo. She set up a organisation just to support people with vitiligo. It's called
she got it as well.
Yes, she has it as well. You know, a lot of people have it in Nigeria. You know, we don't know because they stay at home in isolation. You know, she tries to bring out the awareness in Nigeria. In fact, in Africa, you know, she's able to, you know, sometimes secure funding to just kind of like promote, you know, what she does and the information into schools, you know, about the whole issue of vitiligo.
I say this because you mentioned your kids, right? My kids as well, I have to say this, I got so much, you know, support from my kids, and I tell you what, they give me so much strength. It's unbelievable. And even recently, my daughter was asking me, said, Mom, if somebody said they can't come to your house because of the way your mom looks, what is that really bad? And that person is a Christian. And I thought, did someone say that to you? She said, no, just answer me. Does that make them not to be a Christian? And I said, did someone really say that to you? She said, yes, Mom, yes, someone said that to me. And I thought, interesting. And the girl that told her, she's Nigerian, and her dad is a pastor of a church. So if your kids can't see it, I mean, you obviously you've lectured your kids about it, because I do tell my kids about it. And did they ask if it's generic?
No, I mean, we researched it, especially my first daughter. Kind of like we researched it together. For some people, it's generic. I don't know anyone in my family that has it. So that would have made a bit of difference, but so no. Sometimes so you're scared of them, you're scared for them. In fact, whenever my children, I see something different on their body, I'm like, come quick, because I start to panic. Because I do not want them to go through what I'm going through.
Ooh, interesting. This is fun. I need to go back to this thing about the relationship, because I think that is more to me, that sort of like, because in Nigeria I see people that they don't actually, when you see couples, you will actually see a couple in Nigeria, maybe the wife is in a wheelchair or the husband is in a wheelchair and they're pushing each other. You wouldn't see that. So when you go out, I think we've got a caller online. Hello caller, what's your name and where you calling from, please? Hello? Have we got the call? Hello? No? Hello caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
From Manchester.
From Manchester?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
I can hardly hear you.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Oh, the line is really faint. My producer, please check the border. Is he from here or from there?
From Manchester. No, Nigeria.
Sorry, do you want to drop then call back, please?
Okay.
Sorry, we have to cut it because I could hardly hear her. Yeah, in aspect of a relationship, you're saying your wife has coped really well, but does she have her off days?
No, it's never been. It's never been something an issue. Does that make sense? It's not like, oh no, maybe somebody will use it. She's never used it as an issue or reason. You know, never. In fact, I can't even. It's not something we kind of like. Yeah, it's just. She's always saying, "I just see you." You know.
I just see you.
I see you.
Wow. Please talk to me in regards to this. How strong is your relationship? Can your relationship stand the test of fate? Because many of you will break a relationship because of bills, because of money. In a situation like this, when your partner is got a condition, it's not contagious. Imagine if it's contagious. Do you think she would have been able to cope?
I guess those are the challenges that, you know, unless one is actually there, you wouldn't know. You know, you
wouldn't know.
Yeah, you mentioned, you know, you've never seen couples pushing each other in a chair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We see it, but we see it in a different society.
Yes.
We don't see it within our society or culture per se. It's like we have to, you know, put a front that everything is well.
It is well. Everything is okay.
You know, whereby it's not well. Can you be real? You know, and that's. I guess that's the challenge that we have, you know, people of colour have. It's the fact that we're not real sometimes.
Right. We've got a caller online. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Hello, it's Tumba from Manchester.
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling from
Hello?
Manchester. Hello?
It's really faint. Really faint. Oh, God. Hello? No, the line's off again. Sorry. This condition, right? How far of it has it gone on your body?
I just have it on my feet, just around my toes.
Around your toes?
Yeah, just around my toes, and I just have a scar here.
Yeah.
And then one at my back, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so just around your neck.
Yes.
Your
In fact,
face.
I can show you on my neck. I'm just wearing this scarf because my wife likes the star.
Okay.
No, but so this is my neck.
Oh, so that's how far it's gone in your body.
That's how it's gone.
Right. Okay. But okay, now it's summertime. Will you go out like that? Do you have the confidence to go out like that?
In the UK, no.
In UK, no.
No, I stay at home. I stay at home.
UK?
Yeah, unless I really have to go out.
Yeah, we've got a caller in line. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from, please? We've missed it. Hello?
Yeah, my name is Demi and I'm calling from Milton Keynes.
You're calling from Milton Keynes. What's your name, please?
Demi from Milton Keynes.
Hello, Auntie Baby from Milton Keynes. Yeah, what have you got to contribute, please? Or do you have any question for the guest?
What I'd just like to say is, I'd like the guy you're interviewing to just keep strong and always look at his family and his kids, especially the wife, and stay strong and see that boy as to live for.
Yes.
Because really, having a disability is not as bad as the way people make it look like.
Yes. Yes.
So, what I'm just wanting to say is just continue to bless God and believe in Him, and nothing is impossible.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Auntie Baby. Oh gosh, that's good. Thank you so much. Wow, that's another thing. She said you should keep believing in God. Are you one of these people that are praying that one day there's going to be a miracle and He will take it away?
Funny you say that. I don't go to church for that. I go to church because I enjoy the word.
Yeah.
For me, the word is what encourages me, not the people within the church, but hearing the word.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I remember a lot of times in church, for example, we would be in church and maybe the pastor would say, oh, you know, whoever was believing for a miracle, something like that, should come out. You know, and I see people looking at me.
Looking at you to come out.
I'm not here for that. I'm not looking for a cure.
Africa.
You know, I'm prepared to bear my cross.
To bear your cross.
You know, and that's how I am. I don't go to church thinking
miracle is going to happen.
No.
So somebody in a condition like this or any other condition, right? What will you say to them? Will you say when it comes to Christianity and a condition, what would you advise?
what I would advise is the word. It's don't worry. People would always say something. People have to find something to say about you to make themselves feel better. You should bury yourself in the word. And find good people around you.
Right.
Good people around you are those.
So we got caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, I'm calling from Manchester.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Clearly, yeah. I can only hear you. Yeah. Do you have any questions for the guests, or do you have anything to say to what we talking about?
Yeah, I want to talk about the vitiligo.
Yes.
Back home, some people, they don't even know what it is.
They don't know what it is.
In the 80s, when I was growing up,
Yes.
if someone was like this, go and worship in your family or something like that.
Yeah.
So people, they were next on. They didn't even get out of the house trying to hide themselves.
Yeah.
So the awareness is not there that this is some sort of skin disease or something. I just want to say positive.
Right. So you've seen people with this condition before?
Back home in Nigeria then.
Oh, in Nigeria. And you see the way they were treated?
Yes. So they will stay at home. They won't like to go out at all.
Really?
Yes.
Did that happen to you?
I've twice in my time yet.
I've seen
I don't want to go out.
with things like that. That's what I mean.
Oh. So what about kids? I mean, was the person a kid?
They will even want them to go and watch something in their family house.
Yeah?
Do you get what I mean? Like, maybe some more rich
Okay. All right. To go and worship like it's.
To go and worship like an idol?
Yes.
Oh, you mean for the condition to go away?
It was happened to my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my days. Oh. Wow. I can only hear you, but thank you for calling in. Thank you so much, my darling sister from Manchester. Thank you. Wow, that line is really faint. But she was saying that people in Nigeria, they don't like going out. Is it because of the weather or the stigma?
I think it's the stigma. Apparently, I've heard stories that in some countries or in some society,
Yeah.
They're kind of like lynch. As if as if that person has done something evil, so they become like an outcast. They become like an outcast. Yeah.
They treat them like an outcast.
Yeah. So they have to.
So what about
themselves.
albinos?
That's it, because I'm doing some research now, and apparently it's like there's some similarities
Between this and
yes, because it's the same whiteness, but their skin can't tan as well, so there's the same cells.
Oh,
So it's the same cells that's just reproducing itself. So
in
with them, they were just born like that, and that's because I have problems with the sunlight.
Really?
Sometimes when I'm sunning, I'm always trying to shade my my eyes from it. So I feel that there are some a lot of similarities
between albinos and
vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Yeah.
Wow, this is interesting because we get to learn every day here. Oh my days! But when so it's taken from 97, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16 years for just for that. So why did you say that you think in the next 5 years you'll be covered up?
Because it's the way it accelerates every year. I could have shown you my picture last year of my fingers. It was kind of like half covered.
Really?
Or even my face. My face now. You look at my face. I'm wearing makeup called Dermablend, and it's literally 40% white.
Your face?
My waist, you see Lee Thomas, my face is white. My face is, from my mouth down to my neck, it's white.
Really?
It's white. People look at Michael Jackson and they say, what did you do? Is it real?
Did he have that?
Evidence is now coming out. That's, when he was wearing one gloves.
Yes.
He started wearing one glove, not because of fashion, because he was hiding something. He started, it's easy for me to go white. I can go white if I wanted to. In fact, I know people who decided, you know what, this thing is too much, they can't deal with it, so they just, remove the blackness. They remove they just, depigmentate themselves. So,
really?
all white, yes. And then, I know 2 people.
That'd be like you doing like Shaquille.
No,
like
but,
this stripping Shaquille.
But this is it, it's like people. I guess it's that fight and that balance, trying to be accepted and not, be stigmatized, just trying to just conform to society. We like nice things, don't we?
Yeah, but so you reckon that if you go white completely, you'll be able to accept yourself better?
No. I don't want to go white, because you lose an identity, because people just, it's,
exactly.
In fact, I think I will not go out of my house. I won't go out of my house. No, I think that'll be it for me.
If you go all white, you won't go out of your house?
No,
why?
No, I won't be able to face people. I will not be able, no.
You won't be able to face people?
No.
Really?
No, I will not.
So what's wrong with your strength?
It's not about the strength anymore. It's more about accepting, who you are and just dealing with it the best way you can.
And that'll be the way for you to be able to deal with it?
Yeah.
So are you sort of like dreading it for that time?
I know
if it happens?
I know a time will come where I have to make choices, yeah. I know a time will come when I have to make choices, yeah.
So if you go like more than this, you will get to a point that you will stop going out?
Yeah, I'll give up work, yeah.
You'll give up work?
Yeah.
You will do that?
Yeah, I struggle, not many, there's a lot of people out there who are strong, for myself, I'm not as strong.
Really?
My strength is my wife and my children, and the close people I have around me. They're my strength. Really, even me coming here today is only because there's something, I just want to do for the children.
Exactly.
Them coming up. You can do it. It is possible, but at the same time, it gets to a point where they have to make choices.
They have to make choices.
Yeah.
Why? Now you've thrown me off balance now, because you've just told me something that if you ever have to go all white, then that will be the cutoff point for you.
Yeah.
And that's scary. I'm scared now. I'm scared. Because that will be like end of the world.
I guess that's my cross, isn't it? That's why I try to enjoy what is available to
you now.
I try to travel, go places, see things, and I buy things in preparation of that. I collect DVDs, I collect, different things, so that a time will come where, talking about, boom, stay at home.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got a caller online. Who is calling, please? What's your name and where are you calling from, please? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Hello, Abefe. My name is Yinka. I'm calling from...
Where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello, Abefe. My name is Yinka. I'm calling from Birmingham.
Oh, from Birmingham. Hello, Mr. Yinka.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What have you got to contribute today?
I just want to salute the courage the young man to get from this show.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
It's really a tough thing to cope with.
Yes.
I only have a question for you.
Okay.
I just started to follow the program.
Can you do me a favor, please? Hello?
Hello?
Can you lower the volume on your computer, please?
Say that again?
Can you lower the volume? The volume from your computer, I can hear it, or from wherever you watching us.
Okay, I'm watching the computer.
Sorry, sir?
I'm watching the computer.
Okay, can you lower it, please, the volume? Thank you.
Oh, okay, I've turned it off.
Thank you. Right, what's your question?
I just wanted to find out from him, this condition, is there for it, that's all?
Is there what?
Is there any cure for it?
No, there's no What there is there's treatment that can maybe make it stagnant. You know, there's a light treatment. In fact, I used to do the light treatment about 5 years ago. Is you have to take a medication and then go and have a puberty light. It's like a suntan, and it kind of like tries to trigger the pigmentation to come back, but it doesn't last. It doesn't last. The only thing that's available is just to camouflage it with makeup. There's nothing at all. They're doing some research, you know, but maybe that'll be after my time.
After your time?
Yeah, because it's not life-threatening. When something is not life-threatening, they don't research, they don't put enough funding into it.
Oh, wow. Does that answer your question, sir?
I really salute your courage. I mean,
thank you very much.
Working to live with.
Thank you.
I just pray that God will help you.
Amen. And when you see people, whether with this condition or not, let us embrace everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to start embracing each other. We need to start embracing one another. You know, that's the whole point of living. That's the whole point of our existence. Thank you so much, sir, for calling in. Thank you.
That's right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. So, because the fund is not there, they're not actually trying to get some sort of cure.
They're not trying to really, research or do any kind of research,
Because it's not life-threatening.
It's not life-threatening.
So it's not classed as a disability then?
It's not classed as a disability, but at the same time, the psychological impact it has on one can come under mental health, depression, whatnot. That's how I see it at the end of the day.
Right. Oh, but it's not. Well, I did ask earlier on, but just for clarification purposes, it's not hereditary.
No, for some people it is.
It is.
So for some people, it's just, it's just yeah.
So because you've got it now, your kids won't have it.
Might, yes.
They might.
Yes.
So what are the chances?
I'm not so sure. I was on the internet doing some research. There's a young lady on there, and she's got it, and she said what gave her the confidence to be able to deal with it was the fact that her dad had it.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. When I saw that, it kind of made me, I was a bit upset, thinking, oh my God, my children.
You got a caller in line. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is Amanda. I'm calling from London.
From where?
Southeast.
London.
London. Hello, Amanda. What have you got to contribute?
We're a visual society. We see people and react to what we see.
Can you hear me?
And I don't know the condition has.
Yeah, the condition.
I don't think that's bad at that. And I've seen people with bumps all over the faces, and you see and you react kind of in a shock. You're shocked when you see things like that.
Wow, I can hardly hear you, madam. The line is not very clear.
Oh.
Hello, King? Oh, we've lost that. Yeah. Right, so so the lady said, because her father had it, so then she's got it as well.
And that was the only way she was able to cope with it, but she saw how her dad was confident with it. And so it made her,
strong.
Made her strong. And I must say, it's like, it's like with any other, condition or disease. It's like, it affects people different ways.
Yeah.
Whether it's because I'm already, coming from a society or background, that it's superficially. Think that it's nice is what we kind of like.
That we like, we're fake people, aren't we?
Because I think the last caller was trying to say there's other conditions or other things that is that's worse.
That is worse, yes.
This situation is not bad, and she's right. This situation is not bad. I can deal with it. I can deal with it now. But we all have our days.
Yes.
We all have our days and our moments. Right. It could be when you're on that bus or you're on that train and somebody reacts to or respond to you. That could send you into isolation.
You know what you said earlier on, that when you go out and you try to shake, so as I stop you from wanting to shake people?
I do not shake people. I do not. I see people and I just say hi. It's only those I know who are comfortable with me. But somebody I've never met before, I will not shake. Oh no.
You're joking?
Oh no. A lot of people will tell you, even to hug someone, I'll be like, no way would I impose myself on you.
No.
Yeah.
So when you go somewhere now and they say, "Oh, hello," you won't do that.
If they offer their hand,
if they offer their hand,
I look at them. I know that. Have you seen me before? You know.
Oh no.
You have to give people that benefit of the doubt and that chance. You know. You don't want to impose. You know, that's one thing I try. I try not to impose myself on people.
But it doesn't glue on people.
I've seen people, as soon as you touch them, and
What?
then they take their hands away and they look at their hands like, as if maybe you left, as if you left something on their hands, you know. It's one of the, you know, it's education, and that's why I'm here, really, to just kind of like...
It doesn't glue on you. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. It's just one of those things that it's just there. You know what? Yesterday, I was so worried, and I was worried sick. I noticed that I gained weight on my leg, right? And I thought, I can feel this fat somewhere. And I ran up to the hospital. I went to A&E. I was there for hours. My kids were like calling me, "Mommy, where are you?" I said, "I'm at the A&E." I said, "Look, this thing here is I've gained weight there." And I saw the doctor eventually. And then I said to me, "You know what? It's called lipoma." That, you know, in Nigeria, people have this big thing here.
Okay.
And apparently, it's just fat tissues that is not cancerous.
Yeah.
And there's no cure, no nothing. It's just there. Do you know what I mean? I said, "I've gained weight here. Why am I getting weight?" They said, "It's just fat." And I'm thinking, just fat. I need to get rid of this fat though. Now I'm trying to go to the gym. But you know, just like you said, it's just what you don't know. And that yesterday, automatically, fortunately for me, the guy that saw me yesterday, the doctor, he was a Nigerian, and the first thing he said to me, "Do you know in Nigeria we have people with this big thing?" I said, "Yes." He said, "That's what it is. But you're lucky. Your own is just small fat." I said, "But this is fat now." He said, "Yeah. So just ignore it." I thought, he said, "Oh, you can have it removed if you want." I said, "Well, it's nothing. You can't see it, but it's just there." But it's just the mentality. It's just the awareness for you to know that there's something, but it doesn't kill. And you see people going out, and imagine you going out on the street and somebody not being able to hug you. That would break my day, you know. No, if I go out somewhere and I'm trying to say hello to someone and they're like, have you met people? Let me ask you. And they've told you to fast and pray.
You know, I've heard people tell me to go for deliverance. Some people say I should go and research. Maybe somebody, you know, placed a curse on me. You know, all sorts. You know, say, "Oh, I know one pastor somewhere there," or you know, different kinds of. You know, everybody's got a solution. You know.
I have one alpha lower. I have one alpha lower right now. Bobokio is got that. Vitiligo, you get that. AIDS, like get out. Oh God, I can imagine. But it is really sad that you can get such a stigma in church.
Yeah.
And everything is all attributed to curses. Why? Have you sat a pastor down and talked to them and said, "Pastor, listen, this is just skin thing. It's nothing to do with deliverance." Have you tried that?
They've never asked me, and that's the challenge. You know, when people just look at you but never ask, "Oh, what's the matter?" Or maybe show an understanding that, "Oh, you know, I know what's wrong with you." You know, to just kind of like break the ice.
So if somebody walked up to you now, if I see you down the street going, and I come and say, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" How would you feel?
I would love that.
Will you?
Because then that's
when you see me start talking about,
you know, that's
asking questions.
So you know, it's genuine. It's genuine. When somebody's asking, "Oh, what's the matter? What happened to you?" Rather than people just kind of like whoops and then trying to stay away from you, not wanting to sit near you. I remember once, you know, when I used to travel on the London Transport going into work, I'll sit in the carriage and no one come and sit next to me. You know, and you see other places, people are crowded, and no one's, you know, and you know, it just those are the
even when you go and
people just won't come sit next to you. You know,
I would have gone home and sleep.
You know, there you go. So it's those situations that forces you to then start asking yourself, can you carry on? Do I isolate myself? Am I imposing on people? people don't like to see ugliness. This is ugly. So I don't, that's why I don't.
So that's why you see it?
Yeah.
So you don't go parties, you don't go for a meal?
I wouldn't go to a party unless I really have to.
Really?
I really have to. And when I go, I just try and just go and hide in a corner somewhere. It's easy that way.
It's easy. You find it easier?
Yeah, I just find it easier. Yeah.
To do?
Yeah.
You know what, right? When I when it got to a point with my scars and everything, it's all gone down now because I was I was taking injections for them years ago, and it's sort of like calmed down a little bit. And that time, I tell you what, after a point, I thought to myself, I want to be up there and people see me, acting. I felt like that. Even I wanted to be an air hostess, and they wouldn't take me, and that really broke my heart. But I was like, no, I don't care. Let people see. So you don't think that you doing something that would put you out there that's gonna make you stronger?
I guess I think my dilemma is the fact that I used to be a socialite, if that's the word to use.
Okay.
So I used to be at parties. I used to just be there. So it's like all of a sudden, talking about, what's going on, what's happened to you. I remember a lot of people presume I was involved in a fire or in a fire accident.
I would have thought that. Without you telling me, I would just get in my head, it got burnt, and it didn't get healed.
Yes.
And that's it. That's what I would have thought in my head.
Yeah.
So that's why automatically I won't see it as a disease or any condition other than it got burnt, it didn't heal up, that's it. Because water, so many things has happened to me. Oh my, I've just got another story. Can you imagine? Because hot water poured on my thigh years ago is healed, but you can still see spots.
Okay. Yeah.
Like white spots, like that by my cocoa area, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have thought. So that's why I wouldn't run away from that, because I thought that. But you telling me now, so many people we see like this is as a result of that.
Yeah. I love, I remember an old lady saying, mommy Bele, she no loju lower.
Oh. An old lady said that to you.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
You just smile, you just smile and just say.
Oh, you didn't say anything.
No, you just
really. Yeah. But how did that make you feel?
With some people you can see the genuine care and wanting to know. With others you can see they're just kind of like trying to
be nosy.
Not even being nosy. People do it to make you feel bad, subconsciously. The way they just do it, because it makes them feel good. By putting somebody else down, it makes you feel good about yourself. And that's
which is
society.
True. Which is true. So where do you think people can go to get more information in regards to this?
If people want to get more information, they could go to a website called vit.saf.org.
Can you put that up, please, my producer?
vitsaf.org.
vit.fas.org. You can get more information.
And there's Vitiligo Society, which is based in London as well. Yeah, the first one I mentioned, they're based in Nigeria. I got a lot of support from them.
The one that based in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, because when you start to see other people with it, it's easy for you to then be able to relate and share stories. We have a Vitiligo community even in America that is online. People chat. There's a lot of apparently there's about 4 million people with it.
4 million?
Yeah.
I would have said 4,000.
There's about 4 million people with it.
Is that correct?
VIT without the dot. Sorry, without the dot. Yeah. VITSAF.org. Yes.
Right. Yes. Fantastic. You can get information if you need to know anything more about this. VITSAF.org. From there, you can get so much information, and I get there are forums and groups there that you can. Do you know about the Nigerian one?
Yes, the Nigerian one. She even runs workshops.
What's the name again?
That's her website.
That's the Nigerian one.
Yeah, that's the Nigerian one.
Still.
Yeah, that's the Nigerian one. The one based in the UK is called Vitiligo Society.
Okay, so
one word, yeah.
Oh, Vitiligo Society. The one the one showing on the screen right now. VITSAF.org is for those based in Nigeria, but the one for UK or abroad is Vitiligo Society.
.co.uk.
Vitiligo, all one word.
Yes.
society.co.uk.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Wow, it's been really great. It's been really nice having you here today.
No,
In fact,
I thank
it's
you.
really good to know that you know, to have someone, because this is the sort of awareness that I want to. That's the whole point of this show, Real Coco, to bring people on board and know, you know what, this is life. Even if it's life threatening, it doesn't mean the end of the world.
Yeah.
But you still got me scared now when you said if it goes all over. So I have to start coming looking for you, because I don't want you to go down under. It's just going to be too much for me to bear. But I mean, people seeing you today, even without the condition, that don't have the condition, I know that you've put so much strength into other people, because I can just feel it, you know, because there's so many people out there that are going through one thing or the other. And for them to actually see you and be bold, you know, I know you probably psyched yourself up to
Yes.
to be here today. I know that. Yeah, I know you probably psyched yourself. I thought, you know, I'm going to face that buffet today. Let me give it to her where it hurts. But it's still all well and good anyway. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. This is great. This is fantastic. I don't even know what to add anymore or to take away from it. Other than this, we have so many conditions all around us. My sister died of cancer, and it was I won't call it a taboo. It's not a taboo. Of course, cancer is not a taboo compared to vitiligo, because people are not aware of it. Even though it is not a taboo, but when you've got cancer inside of you, people cannot see it. You know, people can see it, but with your condition, people can actually see it, which makes it even harder for people to accept. Whereas it's not life-threatening, whereas cancer that is life-threatening, people cannot even deal with it. People will still embrace someone with cancer that is dying than someone that's got your condition is not. So it shows how much problem we've got in our society. Just like what he said earlier on, I would have thought, if I seen him on the street, I would have thought, oh, he got burnt and he didn't get healed. But in reality, it is a condition. What is your condition? What will you call your condition today? Because many times we think condition is either, what is it? Any form of disease that require, I think, if I can remember, you made mention earlier on that even if it was a disease that you were nursing, you would have preferred it. And I sort of like went off that. I didn't really talk about that, but I think I'll go back to that for a minute. Why did you say that?
Because at least you know, you're taking something to cure, you know, the disease, isn't it?
So it's like you want to fight it.
Yes. So you've got something you're counteracting it with, but this condition can't do anything.
You cannot fight it.
Yeah, you can't fight it.
Right.
But at least
is there?
Yeah, it's always.
So it is your inner strength that you're actually using to build yourself up.
Yeah.
And you've got wife and kids as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can you imagine? And you did make mention as well that let's say you've got it now, you'll be thinking to yourself, will you be able to have started a relationship?
That's right.
So you won't be able to?
No, I wouldn't go into a relationship. I would not have gone into a relationship.
You wouldn't even make the attempt to?
No.
You wouldn't approach a lady?
No, I wouldn't have done that.
So what would you have done?
Just
get on with it?
No, just
live in isolation?
Yeah, it would be easy for me to just, it's selfish of me, but it's like you don't want to impose your, it's like, why should I give you another choice? It's not fair.
What?
It's like, us walking down the street, I'm bringing attention to you now. Bad enough I've got my own, but now that you're with me, attention is now coming to you because of me. So
yes.
So I'm giving you more stuff.
But shouldn't love supersede that?
Well, love is a very big word.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that not in the dictionary then? No.
Love is a big word. Yeah.
So, but your wife she must be in love with you to have still remained with you.
I believe so, and I hope so, and I know so.
Mrs. Olukolu, if you're really watching, please. He said he believes so, so I know that he's only just saying that because he's sitting there anyway. Anyway, I have to say again, thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you for shedding so much light, in this condition called vitiligo. Well, I have to bring this to a close, which is a bit, it's not difficult, but it's fun actually, because I've learned quite a lot. I'm arranging to bring or to shed more light into other diseases, even HIV, even cancer, even lupus, even, all other things like that. And I hope with the help of God Almighty, we'll be able to do this. But this is the word for you today. If you see someone, approach them. Staring at someone will break them even more. There's no point in you staring at someone because you cannot go to them, or because you're scared of approaching them, or you think what they've got is going to get on you. I do work as a care assistant as well, and I come across all sorts of conditions. I come across all people, that they've got diseases. And I tell you what, it's not what they wish upon themselves. It's just something that nature has brought upon them. You don't know what is around the corner for you tomorrow. You can drop dead tomorrow, and you can acquire any disease tomorrow. How do you want somebody else to treat you? You treat others the way you want to be treated. If you're so confused about anything, why don't you search up on it? Why don't you do a research? Why don't you approach the person? We heard earlier on from a guest, he said people like what is beautiful. Do you think you're beautiful enough? I don't think so. Because they do say not all glitters is gold. Not everything that glitters is gold. So no matter how pretty you think you look, you're still artificial one way or the other. The best you can do for yourself is to accept people the way they are. Show love. Vitiligo is not a disease. It is just a condition. It's not contagious, and it can happen to anybody. If you see anybody with a condition, please ask questions. And if you cannot ask questions, the least you can do is smile. Not sarcastic smile like that. Proper smile, or you look away. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll be right here again next week discussing something else right here at www.fusionplustv.com. And if you need to contact me, my number is 075 068 11309. Thank you, and God bless.